Welcome to the Getting to Clarity podcast, the place where busy women leaders discover how to create more success in their leadership journey with less sacrifice in their life. Here's your host, Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity.
Hey, hello, and welcome. I am Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity, and this is another episode of the Getting to Clarity podcast. This is the place where busy women leaders and those who aspire to be come to get the tips, tools, and techniques that they need to create more success in their leadership and life with less sacrifice. That means without losing who you are in the process. And today we're talking about how to find the right career choice for you. And I wish that it was as effortless as here are the 5 steps that you need to take to find the right career choice for you. But it's not. It's not that effortless. It will require effort from you, but it's entirely achievable, and it is so worth it when you are willing to explore your next steps, your next level, and your next chapter. Now, even though it requires effort, it can still be easy. So here's what I mean by easy, is that the answer to this question, how to find the right career choice for you, is already inside of you. You have so much more power and influence over making the right career choice than you think you do. You just have to be willing to explore. And if there is one thing that you need to focus on to make the right career choice for you, it is to find clarity, your kind of clarity, not anyone else's. So what are some steps that you can take to make that happen? Let's cover some of those. Let's give you an outline to move forward. So first of all, you want to get curious. So for instance, head of remote work. Did you know that's an emerging profession? New jobs and careers are created every year. They're being created every day because of how technology is changing and what is happening socially. So take, for example, the new title, head of remote work. That was invented during the pandemic to address the new normal of a dispersed workforce. Other professionals such as a quote-unquote growth hacker, digital marketer, virtual assistant, these are all products of internet technologies, and none of them existed before the 2000s. So to become curious means allowing yourself to explore different options. So what are new roles that are out there that you don't even know about yet, that you haven't considered? So that can give you a lot of answers to questions other than just, getting hung up on what is my purpose? What is my passion? How come I don't know? So getting curious about new roles. Also, examining your past work experience. So being curious about previous roles. There's some gold there too. So maybe you were happy in an earlier role with the work that you were doing, the responsibilities that you had, but you wanted to work in a different department or industry. So you made a move. So what was it that you liked about that role? What was it that you enjoyed? What is it that you didn't like? Take an inventory, because that's all great information. Maybe in a previous role, your skills were well suited to the role, but the culture wasn't a fit. Oh my goodness, I have been there. So get clear on what it was about that culture that didn't fit you very well, because again, that is really great information. And what would the positive opposite be of what it was about the culture that didn't fit you well? So keeping track of that. You can also map out the career experience that you really want. Now, this can happen a number of ways. If you're a journaler, great. Go to it. Stream of consciousness, fill as many pages as you can about what it is that you do want about your career, whatever is next for you. Whether this is a new career, you're going into a different industry, you're looking to up level. If you're a journaler, go to it. Great. If you're not a journaler, you could do a vision board. Get 4 or 5 magazines and start going through and seeing what resonates with you. And get some magazines that you normally wouldn't buy either. You'd be surprised what would come up when you go outside of the norm a little bit. Create a vision board about what you want next. Another way to do this is to do a mind map. So mind maps are diagrams where different words or concepts are linked to and arranged around a central idea. You could Google mind maps if you want to see an example of them, but imagine the drawing of the sun when you were a little kid and you drew that big yellow ball and that it had all the spikes, the rays of the sun coming out from every direction. Well, that's kind of what a mind map can look like. So in this particular case, you would put your career in the middle of the sun, and then each one of the rays of the sun are all the different things that you want to brainstorm and get clarity around the right career choice or move for you. So for instance, one of them might be career values. And then you create another mind map from that where values are in the center. And then you brainstorm all of the career values that resonate with you. If you get stuck on this, if you don't know what your core values are, you can Google it. It is something that is absolutely integral to you determining what is your next step, because it's how you'll be happy and satisfied and fulfilled. I go through career values with every single one of my clients, and more than once, because your values change according to where you are in your life. You might want to look at the career experience physically that you want. You know, what is the office environment that you want? Do you want to work in the home or out of the home? What do you want that environment to look like? Is it a cube? Is it a office? Is it a big building? Is it a small office? Really map it out about what it is that you want to see and hear and feel in the office environment. How does your career interact with the other areas of life? So if you've got a family, how does it blend with family? Because all work and no play makes Jack or Jill a dull boy or girl. So you really have to figure out, how do the other areas of your life interact with career, and what do you want those to look like? So really mind mapping all of that out. So that's another fun way to do it. Another thing that you can do to get your brand of clarity, because it is waiting inside just to be tapped, is to consider testing or assessments. There are a number of options out there for you to pursue. These aren't the be all end all. They aren't the only piece of information. They are a piece of information. So there's a lot of books out there, Strengths Finder, Discovering Your Strengths. For me, as far as assessments related to work, I use Predictive Index. And the reason that I like Predictive Index is because it helps you to identify your personal motivations and your needs in the workplace. So it gives you feedback on how you are hardwired for work. It focuses specifically on work, and therefore it gives you additional information to make better choices. So testing or assessments can be something that help to lead you in the right direction. But you know what? You don't get anywhere until you are willing to take some action. A lot of times we can get ready to get ready, and that's great. I am a researcher, and you don't want to get stuck in the paralysis of analysis. You need to take action. You need to take steps in a direction, even if you aren't sure it's the right direction. Because here's the deal. It's an experiment. You're going to take steps in a chosen direction to see what's further down the road. You're looking for the feedback as a result of taking those steps. Is this direction meeting your career values? Are you moving toward the vision of your ideal career? Or are you maybe even finding something better because you took those steps? Is something maybe not an ideal fit? How can you make some adjustments? So every step you take yields new options, but you have to take action to unlock them. And if you'd like to explore some questions that will illuminate your way forward in your career, then get your free copy of the 5-Day Career Clarity Workbook. You can grab a journal, uncover your answers, and start getting the clarity that you deserve. So go to www.5daycareerclarityworkbook.com and get your copy today. So until the next time, here is wishing you all the clarity that you deserve for the next career choice for you, or whatever else that you need to get clarity around. So take care, and bye-bye for now.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Getting to Clarity podcast with Debbie Peterson. If you enjoyed this show, please rate and recommend it on Apple Podcasts or wherever you enjoy your podcasts. To learn more about how you can create more success with less sacrifice in your leadership and life, visit gettingtoclaritypodcast.com.